Today for art, you'll need a pencil, black marker if you have one, a white crayon, color pencils, and a white piece of paper. Let's get started. Vincent van Gogh is a famous post-impressionist painter who was very influential in the history of Western art. He's best known for his famous painting Starry Night, where he uses short brushstrokes and oil paint, and he likes to combine lots of color together for impact. Today we're going to be making a winter snowman. We're going to divide our page in half and make two different ones where they're looking up to the snow and the sky, and we're also going to be inspired by Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night and giving this whimsical background. All right, so let's get started. So have your piece of paper and a pencil, and I like to just do a rough line down the middle to kind of divide it in half. So we bring our paper down in half. I have some different examples over here that you can look at for when you're making your snowman. So for the first one, I'm going to start by drawing a circle here. And I like to do it a few times just to make sure I get the shape right. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring my circle down off the edge of the page. Now we're going to be doing some shading, so I'm going to take my pencil and keep making it thicker, almost about, we'll just go on this left-hand side. We'll pretend that our sun is on the right and our shadow's on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of shade it here on the side of the face, shading with the side of my pencil. And then we'll go ahead down in here, and we're going to shade here and shade on the left-hand side. All right, so now I'm going to pretend that we're going to blend this. You can use something called a tortillon, or your finger works just perfect. So I'm going to take my finger and just rub really hard and push in, rub, push in, and I'm going to go all around in a circle, all around, and bring it inside, inside, push, push, push. And then I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to push in, rub, 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 push in, push in. All right, and if you find that it's too harsh of a line, you can always take your pencil and lightly go a little bit further and then shade, and it'll kind of make that line a little bit less abrupt and look like it's more gradually going into the shadow to give that 3D effect. All right, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and create another one on the other side. So I'm going to make the circle again, and you could try a different shape or a different size. My guy, this one's going to be a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go in this circular shape, and I'm going to start shading, shading, shading down here. And I'm going to turn it, and then I'm going to start shading, shading, shading down here, just like we did before. And then again, I'm going to use my finger to kind of blur, 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 blend it, go in a circular motion, and smooth it in. And if you need to add some more to kind of just make it smoother and less choppy, you can. And then you can always go back and redefine your line too, and push it a little darker, like the outer edge of it, to kind of pop it up. So I just did one more time this outer edge here to kind of pop it up. All right, so now let's go ahead and draw these different features. Now we're going to pretend we're looking up to the snow. So we're going to draw these triangular little noses. They're like carrots. I also like to draw little lines on the side like this to help with a 3D effect. And then we can go ahead and put a mouth. There's all different kinds of mouths you could put on here. So I'm just going to do a squiggly one for this. And for this guy, I think I'll put the little coal mouth like this. And I'm going to put some fun little ear muffs on my snowman. 1 and 2. And I can make it a strap thicker if I'd like, or not. Now for the, we're going to go down to the scarf. Now I like to say we make a parenthesis on each side, and then we go in a rounded shape, not straight across. You want to follow kind of the circular shape. And then from here, I like to do an upside down letter U, and I go down and I go spikes, down and spikes, and here down to the side, and then some spikes. All right, and then now I'm going to do those little buttons. Coal buttons, and you can add some different details to your scarf. Okay, so now let's go to the left hand side. I'm going to do the same thing, the parenthesis, and I'm going to go in, and I can make it different. I even thought, hey, maybe I can add some spots instead, or maybe some different lines. It all depends on what you're looking for. So I'm going to do those little coal spots again. And then maybe I wanted to do like a string of lights. That's up to you. Okay, so now that I'm done with this, we're going to go ahead and color this in, and then we're going to color the background actually. So I'm going to take some pencils. If you want it to be cool tones, you'll do the purple, light blues. If you want it to be like a sunny day, you could do like oranges and reds in the background, or you could do one with the sun and one with the shade. So I'm going to do one sunny and one shaded. So I like to start out with one color on its side, and I go back and forth and I'm blending it. And I'm not going to worry about going over the line a little bit. And then I like to stop, and then I get a different color like my purple. And I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to go bring it up into it and then down a little more. Okay, and then I'll take the blue again, go inside here and up into it and then down, because it's nice to see how the colors overlap. And just like Mr. Van Gogh, he liked to experiment with putting colors on top of each other. So we're going to do the same. I'm going to start down here and go up. Now, if you were just doing the same color, you'd go across the whole thing. It'd be quick and easy, unless you want to do the different ones. I like to see different ones. After I do the whole thing, I'm going to take a light color blue and just go throughout the whole entire thing. And at the very And then I'm going to take a yellow, because I want it to be sunny, and I'm going to add some yellow stripes in the background. Okay, and now the next step is I'm going to go ahead and do this side. Now this side we're going to try something different. If you have a white crayon, go ahead and do some snowflakes. And with the snowflakes, I say you do a plus sign, like you're making a plus sign. I'll do it on my example over here, a plus sign and an X to make my thing. And you got to push down hard, but not so hard that you break your crayon like I did. That's okay. Okay, so I'm doing a bunch of these little snowflakes, and I'm going to stop. So this side is going to be a different type of snowflake, and this side is going to be something else. So I'm going to start with my red, and I'm going to lightly start shading and going down. And as I'm going down, I'm starting to notice something weird. I'm not really sure what it is. And what it is it's our snowflakes are starting to pop out. I'm going to take my yellow. I'm going to start here, but orange, I'm going to go back up into here. And the more color you put, the more these little snowflakes start to pop out. Okay, I'm going to go down, down, down. Then back to my red. Maybe start here. And up, 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 up. And then I'm going to go here and bring it up into here. And then I like to take a yellow, and I bring it in and I go throughout. And now you can really start to see some of those snowflakes. Now they're not perfectly popping. That's okay. It was just an experiment. We can see some of them, and so we're going to help with the outline. All right, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and outline those snowflakes, and I'm going to use this color here, and I'm going to look at the lines. And if you can't see them, that's okay. You can just make it up and do some fun little lines, or you can just draw them yourself, like over here, if they're not really standing up. Because I'll tell you, I can see mine, but I can't see every part of mine. So I'm doing it on one side to kind of make it look like it's bright, and then I'm going to take the orange and go over here and kind of go around on the other side. So it's like you're circling them around. Now, if you can't see yours, this might be tricky to do. So instead of doing this, I might get like a marker or something and just do my little snowflakes in the sky. Or you could get a crayon, or you can even just get a dark pencil and do your snowflakes in the sky with the pencil. So if you can't see these lines that we just did, which they are kind of tough, if they're not coming through, they actually come through better on the blue side, then don't worry about it. And you can see here, they kind of popped out a little bit here. But again, just do the best you can and go ahead and make some snowflakes in the sky. Okay. Now for this side, I'm going to use my color pencils or markers and make some snowflakes over here. I'm going to try different shapes, sizes, colors, all different kinds. All right, now that I have some snowflakes on both sides, let's go ahead and outline the border, but we also want to do that Starry Night whimsical. So with Starry Night, Mr. Van Gogh, he likes to do these things that go like this, and they twirl in a circle. So start out with a blue, a dark blue for this side, a red for this side if you're doing this colorings, and do some swirls. And I'm going to do a different type of swirl, so sometimes they can be a dotted swirl, or they could just be a straight line swirl. You're the artist, it's up to you. You make those decisions, okay? See what works best for you. All right, now I'm going to take a yellow and follow it with the yellow. Now, at any point in time, if I'm going too quick, you can always hit pause. Here I'm going to follow this side up with an orange. And then I'm just going to do a little yellow stripe on the top. I'm not actually swirling in with the yellow. If you want to, you can. I don't really have room. So on this side, I'm going to just take a green, actually. Just do a little boop, boop, boop on the top. Now this is really starting to look like fun. Look at this snowy weather. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and outline our little snowman. So if you have a black marker, if you don't have a black marker, you can just use a black color pencil. We're going to go ahead and go over some of our lines. And sometimes your marker does not like to write over color pencil, so that's okay. Just give your marker a break, put the cap on, hold it upside down for like 20 seconds, and then you can get started again. So I'm going to put my cap on, hold it upside down, and then get started again. Okay, so I'm just going over my lines that I made. And some of these inside the scarf, I still see my snowman. I forgot to erase them. These are my little coal pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and go on top of those. All right, and then I'm going to come over here. Okay. I'm almost done outlining these. All right, so now I got all these outlines. Now we don't want to erase those pencil lines that are like on the snowman. We want to keep those. But if you have pencil lines that are inside the scarf, you can erase those because we're going to color our scarf in. So you can erase the lines within the scarf. Anything inside the scarf. And with your snowman, you can use color pencils to color in, or you can use markers, whichever one you prefer. We did color pencil in the background, so if you use markers, it's going to make it bright and pop out a little more. So it's up to you what you want to use. So go ahead and start coloring in. I'm going to try to use my yellow pencil, my orange pencil, and do it harder here and softer here. I like to do that value shift where you're doing it just a little bit harder on one side and softer on another side. So it's like it's a different color. All right, then I might take some of this and go ahead and color in my snowman. So at this point in time, go ahead and color in your snowman, or snow person, I should say, however you would like. And if you would like to use markers, you can use markers. If you have crayons, you can use crayons. Once we are finished coloring in our little snowman and snowwoman and snow persons, we're going to go ahead and do one last thing, which is like a border. So these look like individual little pieces, and you can use them as a bookmark, or you can just keep them as two separate things, like a diptych, which is like two different pictures that are kind of the same right next to each other, or you can cut them up. Whichever you would like to do is fine. All right, so I'm just about finished here. I got my last little touches to do. Just got to do these earmuffs over here, and I am good to go. All right, so the last little thing that you're going to do, this is looking great, right? Really starting to pop out. So just like this one over here, if you want to add any other accessories, you're welcome to do that at this point. But we have this last little part that we're going to do here where it's the border. And I recommend using markers for this. And remember, your marker might not perfectly go because you've already colored it. So I'm going to draw a straight line down the middle. I'm picking a color marker. And I'm going to just do around the outside. You want to make sure you have something on your table so you don't draw on your table. Okay, and down this side too. Now the last little step is think about a little border you want to put around it. I'm just going to do a simple border where I do lines. And making a border just helps it keep it together as one whole piece. So it looks like now these are separate pieces. So I'm going to do that on both sides. I'm just going to do the same border. And you can do dots. You can even do mini swirls like Mr. Van Gogh's swirls that he did. It's up to you what you'd like to do. And now I'm finished. Hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.